Thanks, Salim Bhai, for inviting me. There are so many topics to discuss. I probably focus on few that I'm associated with or I have deep interest in. I was actually part of one of the kind of, I think, like consultation, private sector consultation session on which one? The economy on the government that inherits and the choices that will shape the future. So I think when we arranged that, you arranged that, it was almost the government has taken over or going to take?
It was before the election.
Just before the election. So now we have got 2 months. So we at least have some kind of appetizers on that thing. So, and of course, there is a very unfortunate thing that in 2 weeks after the government took over, there is this Iran war. But at the same time, I think this also exposes some of the things because we have been discussing about in this session transition, economic transition. And that, of course, a lot of things have been covered, like the trade and competitiveness have been covered, but there is very strong thing about the structural reform. Now that structural reform actually covers anything. It probably is beyond trade or competitiveness, isn't it? If I can understand correctly. So it is much more overall structure of the economy and society and everything. So on that context, I think some of the things that, say for example, anecdotally, we are, and probably I think there was an Economist article on that thing, or probably another one, that Bangladesh has got the lowest amount of oil reserve in the world. So just think about it. As if we didn't know about it. We of course know about it. Fazlul Bhai has been talking about why it takes 20 years to build a ETP. I think it is more than that, 25 years. So just look at it. So we can't even build a ETP in 20 years, and we don't have any storage capacity for like our strategic kind of oil thing. We only today, I think, we have less than 7 or 8 days stock of diesel. Just think about it. Like we are having the summer, or we have already started the summer. The agriculture, like the irrigation time is around, like you will need a lot of electricity backup in some of the cases, 7-8 hours of load shedding in industrial belt. So like, but still we don't actually realize where we are. And even government is also kind of saying that, well, there is no kind of issue of reserve. So I think some of the hard truths we need to first accept that we have failed in basic, like whenever we are talking about infrastructure, we talk about roads, highways, and big type of things. But frankly, like silos, food silos, energy storage things, these are also part of our strategic reserve, strategic infrastructure. So I think those are some of the things that we need to ask, that whether it should be left with government only, or also some kind of private public partnership needs to be built on that thing. Because I think the major problem for the next, particularly this government, in next to forget about growth, I think the major problem for the government for next 2 to 3 years will be food security and energy security. So like in a new global world scenario, I think those are some of the things that we need to actually discuss. Economists also need to discuss on those things. So this is number one. Second is where I have actually discussed in that kind of consultation session is about the youth unemployment. We don't understand how kind of bad the situation is. Almost kind of 40-50% of our youth, 2.4 million youth coming in every year, they are basically unemployed after their education. So, and this is probably one of the highest youth graduate unemployment country in the world. And we don't have any job. Frankly, we don't have any job. We don't have any industrial growth. Export is declining. All other sectors are not in good shape. Even our financial industry, a lot of financial industry are actually in a disarray. So where the job will come from? So do you have any solution? It just saying that 10 million new jobs will be created without any blueprint, it is not going to solve the problem. It is only a wish list. So like we have discussed about higher migration and all those things. But that also comes with kind of the skill and language skill, technical skill, all those things. And our agriculture is also, our education system is also in very, very bad shape. And in fact, yesterday there was a kind of Bonik Barta report where it says that Bangladesh probably has the lowest index in teachers ranking. So with that kind of teacher, how can you produce people who you can send abroad? So these are the structural things. So I think we need to also look at those issues beyond, of course, trade policy and all other things. I will actually end with another kind of structural thing, which probably has not been covered that much. Is about, I think you have actually mentioned about something on the disparity of access to finance. You see, like Bangladesh is a country where the rural deposit is much, much higher than urban deposit. Because all these people who are kind of 15 million people who are across the world, they send money to their household. But lending is disproportionately urban. So all the rural people are saving, but they don't have any access to fund. If they want to kind of have a like small kind of agricultural thing or a cow or whatever, they don't get any access. They have to like depend on the microfinance or other informal people who charges them hugely. But whereas we and like SME or micro lending has much lower NPL, non-performing loan than the corporate ones. And we just saw just yesterday or day before yesterday, government has enacted another banking sector ordinance that allows the previous bank owners who have actually plundered for last 15 years to own the bank again. So what kind of reform we are talking about? So these are some of the things that I think we should talk about, that unless like this whole kind of financial excess about like siphoning money from the rural area just to support kind of big oligarchs, if this continues to grow, we can't actually create job, we can't actually have I'm not talking about equal society, let's not talk about. At least we have to feed people, millions of people. We have to give basic jobs to these people. Otherwise, we will have lot more uncertainty in social and political life, and just 2024 was just an example. Unless you fix these things, there will be repeat of July again. So that's why we always talk about reforms, and if by reform we mean not cosmetic reform but real structural reform. Thanks.
Thank you, Fahim.